This podcast contains explicit language.
And spoilers. Only if you suck.
This is Carlos and Dave and Two Fat Guys Talk Games. We had some unfortunately unavoidable technical issues doing our post E3 Friends cast. So what you're going to hear coming up is you're going to hear the part we did get down and recorded. Then after that, it's going to come back to me and Dave, and then we're going to talk about what we thought about the parts of the show that weren't the Microsoft conference, because we talked about those in the parts we did salvage. Then we're going to go to the friends, each giving their own recorded thoughts and opinions on things. And then we're going to come back to me and Dave signing off. So this is not what we wanted to do, but we'll still get our thoughts and feelings on E3 out there. And we'll have to research some better ways to do this stuff online that doesn't involve weird workarounds with Skype or Google Plus or Mumble or something imperfect. Right now, you're going to hear what we managed to record out of the original group cast. Enjoy.
Hi!
We are live. We are broadcasting live from the amphitheater in beautiful downtown Edmonton in front of a live studio audience. That's my favorite podcast. And this is of course my esteemed co-host Dave.
Yeah, I'm here.
And I am your other esteemed co-host Carlos. This is Two Fat Guys, Talk Games, and Friends, and E3.
And Friends and E3.
Yay! Oh my god, all the E3s.
Sound off, friends. Tell us your names and why you're here.
Well, I'm gonna go first because everyone wants to hear a girl gamer because, you know, girls. I'm Kiki. If you've heard the other podcasts, I'm here and there. And I'm here to talk a little about E3 and what I've seen and what I've liked.
Delightful. Next.
Richie! Yeah, that guy. And
Richie, you're cutting in and out. You're cutting in and out.
No.
Okay, Richie, who are you? Why are you here?
I'm Richie, and I watched E3, and I'm here to talk about E3 stuff because I was invited, so I came. Yay!
Delightful. We have another friend.
Yes, it's me, Poe. Chicken tenders taste best with friends. Yes, Captain Toad riding on a giant dragon, E3 and all that shit.
Excellent. We may be joined by friend of the show, Marcus. He was fortunate enough to go play Smash Brothers at some event in New York, was it?
Virginia.
In Virginia. I don't know my United States geography. California is beside Mexico or something. I don't know. He might join us if he gets home in time and decides he wants to grace us with his presence. If he doesn't get home in time, hopefully he will enjoy listening to this after the fact. We're here to talk about E3. General impressions of E3 summed up in 3 words. Dave.
We all win.
Excellent summation. I would tend to agree. This was a good E3 for everybody, no matter what system they liked.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. I think so, too.
So, who won the conference?
You know
who
what?
won E3? Who won? Who was the winner?
Can anyone blurt the answer?
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay, I think it's fucking Nintendo.
No,
I think actually Microsoft did really good.
So, we got one for Nintendo, one for Microsoft.
Sony.
One for Sony.
No, I said it wasn't Sony.
One for Sony. Now, Dave.
Oh.
Me.
Dave, and I guess this is terrible. This is the worst system. The worst system. You all ruined the podcast.
Well, sorry.
Well, we started already on the wrong topic of Nintendo winning, so...
This is now 2 years in a row that they have dominated the greatest show on Earth. Richie, you're still cutting in and out.
Oh, Jesus. You know, man, fuck this.
Richie lost his shit live.
That was completely clear.
I heard that perfectly.
Technical difficulties.
While we're going through
I should be better.
I think we should just go one by one and talk about the actual conferences themselves. Let's start. Let's go in the order it was actually published. Microsoft. Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay, I give up. I should not be on the show.
no. Just fix whatever the problem is.
I don't know what it is.
I say we should leave that in.
I don't know what the problem is.
I think this year Microsoft really learned from their mistakes last year. Granted, it helped they already had their system released. They had already been anally raped last year, and they knew what not to do this year.
Yeah.
They came out with a whole bunch of games. I mean, I was actually surprised. They started with games. They ended with games. They didn't do a whole bunch of nonsense based on how their sales figures were, how they're the best. It's just simply, we want to be the best where the games are, and here you go. Though
they definitely get a most improved trophy.
Definitely
That's
get a
true.
most improved. I just noticed that, especially compared to the other conferences this year, that the crowd did not, even though Microsoft had a good show, the crowd was not exactly going wild.
Yeah, Dave has this weird metric where I'm looking at his notes. Every single item on his Xbox conference notes has an applause rating of something out of 5. It's like Dead Rising 3 arcade mode, awesome title, applause 4 out of 5. Yeah, I'm not sure what to tell you there, Dave. I think that's simply how they recorded it, or however they presented it on Twitch or something. I don't know.
It just seemed weird. It seemed like the crowd was very muted, even in the applause they gave, which is why I did that applause number. Is it just people didn't seem enthused even for some of their big titles. Whereas the second I got into EA or Ubisoft or Sony, the crowd was invested and just mad hyped.
I liked how Microsoft led by saying that they share a vision with their friends at Sony and Nintendo, which is definitely marketing, but it's more of what I want to see. Less shivving this year, less cynicism, less cutthroat kind of, just less cutthroat, right? And one could say they did kind of space in, like, they kind of interspersed in those little real gamer moments with the various devs talking about their favorite games, which is cornball as shit, but I'd rather have that than what happened last year when they unveiled the system and then at E3 where they tried to make up for their unveiling of the system. Friends, Microsoft thoughts?
Well, I was kind of indifferent. Like, I don't have an Xbox. I'm probably not going to get one. I'll probably play it on other people's systems. So for me, like, it was cool. It was fine. I thought it was a lot more mellow. It wasn't as vicious as like last year's. And I thought they were, what's the word I want to say? I want to say that they were a lot more
Professional?
Professional?
Yes.
Professional?
Yes.
Humble?
Microsoft wasn't the one who wasn't being professional last year. It was totally Sony. Microsoft freaked up, and Sony capitalized.
But Sony kind of ganked them professionally. Like,
Oh, they did. And
they weren't an orc in rags dragging you behind an alley. They were in a business suit with a Tommy gun.
yeah, but Microsoft deserved it last year. Let's be real. Like,
I agree.
They did not. They messed up, and they cleaned up this year. And I called them the winner for a reason.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think they quite won it. I would say there were elements of Sony's that were a little better and elements of Sony's that were worse. And they didn't quite reach the hype levels that Nintendo's did this year.
That's
but
true.
Definitely most improved. If Nintendo won this year, I think they did. And Microsoft was definitely close second, much closer than last year at least.
Well, yeah.
What were your Xbox games of the show, and which games or parts of the presentation did you find funny, goofball, or outright stupid?
I want Evolve badly in my life.
Look up my notes for Evolve. What the hell is Evolve?
That's the Left 4 Dead game.
Oh, yes.
The one with
Okay,
my note says next trailer just happened. Lol. Cthulhu shooter game evolved. Class based or be the monster. Neat. So yeah, those are my thoughts.
My notes on it were Looks interesting. More applause than Call of Duty or Forza combined.
And then he has an applause meter for this one.
4 out of 5.
Yes.
Now, let me sum up my feelings for games right now with something a few lines down. Actually, I think I put that in the Sony one, but enough with the goddamn zombie games.
There were a ton of zombies.
We have been fucking sunk with so many zombie games over the past number of years. I'm tired of it.
It's because we live in uncertain times. We have Vladimir Putin taking over Crimea, and then...
He's more of a werewolf slash fucking Dracula.
Sure. But then he ran away. He did not unleash Baba Yaga as I expected he would on the Ukraine. But we still live in uncertain times. We have North Korea feeding its people shoes while they get nukes. We have Russia and China making deals. We have people trying to get off this planet and go to Mars. So people are like, man, these are uncertain times. Let's make sad zombie games. Or sad zombie games that are sad or have zombies or both.
Now, that all being said, however, I did really appreciate Capcom's expansion for the Dead Rising 3 game.
Yeah, did anybody get the full title
as
on that?
As well as Sunset Overdrive.
Oh yeah, Sunset Overdrive. I want to play that.
Yeah, me too. That Sunset Overdrive trailer, I guess I'll jump in. That was my Xbox game of the show for sure. Last year's trailer intrigued me. This year's trailer, while I'm a little worried it's still in trailer form, 2 E3s in a row, this year's trailer and gameplay demonstration really sold me on it. I wrote down that this is what Shadow the Hedgehog should have been. Grinding rails, doing acrobatics while you just kill mutants and have a blast doing it. And your character knows that it's ridiculous, and you know it's ridiculous, and the interface is slick and clean, and it seems easy to use and play. Yeah, I am all for Sunset Overdrive. That was definitely my Xbox One game of the show, and the real reason I would get the system, at least one of the main reasons for sure.
How about you, Apollo? We haven't heard from you.
I'm gonna be honest. I think I clocked out. I clocked in too late for the Microsoft one. The only thing I really saw for sure was the Project Spark trailer. No, I really do have like a little soft spot for, like sandbox, create your own game things, like that. Project Spark kind of being like the super jacked version of Little Big Planet. And the stupid part of that is like the introduction of Conker. As like Conker at the end of that trailer, just being like, "Oh, you can play Conker games on here now."
Well, no, you can use Conker to make games because Rare ain't doing it.
I know. That's just like, oh! I think the JonTron little video of that pretty much summed it up. Summed that whole thing up in general.
Did he make an E3 video?
No, he just made a little like. Reaction video of Conker at the end of Project Spark. It was like, oh yes, that's great. Oh my god!
That sounds like him.
Well, that's pretty much my take on it.
As far as the number one
Sunset Overdrive,
Microsoft I want, it was at the very end of the show. I really, really want Crackdown.
Crackdown. I spent so much time on the original one.
Hey, when Hideki Kamiya came out, and did anybody think that none of us here could ever take him in a real fist fight because that dude is jacked as shit, and B, doesn't the main character of Platinum's Xbox One game look exactly like Dante?
And now that you mention it, I guess he does.
I actually
wasn't that the one that I think
Scalebound.
Marcus says how that guy was just basically like Dante with Nero's arm or something like that?
When the best friends were watching it, they said it's Dante with Nero's arm from Devil May Cry 4.
Yeah.
And for a minute, I thought that fucking that company they made DMC. What are they called?
Capcom?
Ninja Theory?
Oh no, Ninja Theory.
Yeah, Ninja Theory. I thought for a second Ninja Theory gave DMC back to Platinum and they made a Dante game, and I was gonna laugh, like lose my shit if that was actually the case. No, it ended up being Scalebound. It also did not end up being the Arbiter character action game in the Halo universe that I really wanted to see out of Platinum. That is what I wanted to see from them, but it didn't happen.
Speaking of Halo, does it bother process that my biggest excitement for the Xbox show was the announcement of the Master Chief bundle. Like, 4 games I've already played, but I've never been so excited in my life.
Yeah, I definitely think that's a problem with you, Richie. I think you should get that checked out.
Wow, that's bad. That is
I definitely think that's a problem with you, Richie. I mean, normal people don't get excited for collections, you piece of shit.
Holy fuck!
Damn! Holy shit! Okay, well, here's the thing. Like, even though Evolve is my Microsoft game of the show, of Microsoft show, I was most hyped when they announced the Master Chief bundle. I know I've played all these games already. I know I played all the multiplayers. Yes, I know that it's going to be $60.
And we're back to me and Dave after our unfortunate technical difficulties. Dave, how you doing?
Kind of a bummer, but we'll do what we have to do to get the show must go on.
The show must go on, and it will go on.
So I'm just gonna do a quick thing here based on the Halo Master Chief collection.
Sure. We left off with Richie talking about how he was excited for it, and I can see why, because it's a collection of games. I was excited for Super Mario All-Stars, and
and I mean it came out a little bit hard. I was still joking about the Insane Asylum, everything else.
Oh, he knows you're joking. He's a tough guy.
Yeah, he's a trooper. But ultimately, I understand why they're doing a Halo collection like that. They're calling it the Master Chief Collection, so they don't have to include ODST and Reach, which is actually unfortunate in my view, because it's still part of the Master Chief story, even though it takes place behind the scenes and what happens right after he leaves Reach. So I'm sad they didn't include that, but it's not affecting me buying the game, because I'm not.
I'm sad they don't include them, because ODST and Reach are arguably the best campaigns in the series. They're up there fighting with Halo 2s, for my money.
Uh-huh.
They don't have the best multiplayer in the series, in my humble opinion. But I mean, with the cross-game multiplayer, that wouldn't really matter in that collection.
Correct.
So yeah, for a fully priced collection, and after the Halo 4 nonsense that went on with Halo 4 being what it is, I expected ODST and Reach to be part of it. And I would argue that if both of those games were part of it, I probably would have bought it. As it is right now, I will only get this collection if enough friends are going to play the multiplayer to be social gamers, or if the version of Halo 4 they throw in has fixes for some of my glaring issues with it.
My number one glaring issue with it was the fact that was the ending. That was my number one issue.
They take out the QuickTime bullshit at the beginning and at the final boss, and give me a proper final boss, and they take out leveling and multiplayer, and
that's never going away.
I might buy that collection. I don't care that it's the norm now. It's stupid. It will always be stupid. It will be stupid until at least one developer makes a game that bucks that trend and goes, no, this is stupid. This isn't how the gaming is supposed to work. Stop supporting this crap. And then every other developer that wants to compete is going to have to finally fall in line. But that, I don't know how long that's going to take. It really sucks that this is a
long time.
This is infecting every genre now.
I don't mind it being about unlocking cosmetic stuff.
It's fine.
But only cosmetic, not weapon unlocks, not, weapon slots, all that stuff. If I'm not unlocking armor pieces by leveling, whatever.
I'm as long as it's cosmetic. I'm willing to compromise on things where there are unlockables, but they're relatively easy to put yourself into a position you want without too much work, like, say, Hearthstone. But I still don't like that. I should be able to build a deck out of all the cards immediately. But, hey, what do you do? So, Sony's presentation, what I disliked about Sony's is when they started talking about TV and they brought on stupid Brian Michael Bendis, the stupid long-winded piece of crap that writes far too many overrated comics that are mostly dialogue bubbles. Like, if you want the Steins Gate of comics, buy a few of his, and you'll get meandering, pointless dialogue in 9-panel pages. It's pretty bad. So he was up there being a bloated windbag about his stupid fucking superhero series, and that was a double whammy. I have to listen to Brian Michael Bendis, and I have to fucking see this superhero series, which may or may not be good, but this is the PlayStation 4. It's not TV Guide. It's not a preview of a TV show. I don't want this shit in the gaming conferences. And Sony, did you not shiv Microsoft last year over this exact same issue? And yet you did this shit? I'll give them a buy for the Ratchet & Clank trailer because that's based on a video game character, but it still irks me. It irks me, Dave.
Okay, so there were things that irked me about Sony's conference. Number one, way too fucking long.
Jesus Christ, I was
2 hours.
like, I had to watch it at night, and I was like, Christ, my NyQuil is kicking in. When is this going to be over?
Yeah, that was one part. The whole TV show thing, I understand why they had to do it, because Sony, a lot of Sony's future as far as backwards compatibility is riding on their PlayStation Now service, which is going to work with their Sony TVs. It's when they announce the Western release of the PlayStation Vita, or the...
They call it PlayStation TV now.
Yeah.
For all intents and purposes, it is the Vita TV.
Yeah.
In fact, I heard Sony was saying that, since the Vita TV is technically region-free and is only using online connectivity to limit titles, which is why it doesn't work out here, it's entirely possible that once it comes out here, any Vita TV anywhere will serve the same function.
Yeah, so...
provided it's NTSC or PAL compliant, depending on your region. So,
I understand why they had to spend some time in there. Because of PlayStation Now, because of Vita TV, everything else. Unlike you, I didn't care about the superhero TV show, and they spent way too much time on that.
Well, Brian Michael Bendis can't shut up. I wouldn't be surprised if that wasn't part of the show and he just kept fucking talking, because he seems to think talking. Who the fuck would listen to a guy who just keeps talking over and over, rambling on about the same fucking point, non-stop?
You need to
interrupting everyone who tries to cut in.
You really need to insert crickets in the background here.
I'll cut that silence out. Nobody will know that you force choked me after that.
But that was the one bad thing about Sony's conference. But to give them credit, they showed a lot of games, and they actually showed more games than Microsoft.
Well, when your show is 5 hours, I suppose you can show...
It was only half an hour longer than Microsoft.
I know, but we have to acknowledge that, yeah, they had a little bit more time. And as windbaggy as Bendis is, he did not fill up half an hour of that. So
no, he didn't.
The Sony trend still continued the hey, zombies and somber notes kind of trend that Microsoft did. Of the indie games PlayStation, Sony showed, on the Microsoft end, I was interested in several titles. On the Sony end, only one really caught my eye. Regardless, great that both of these systems have indie programs in place. I want to see more of that.
Correct. Sony did take...
Correct. That is the right answer, Carlos.
Sony did take one shot at Microsoft.
Mm-hmm.
And that was when they were going into their
camera.
Their camera, and they're like, yeah, we have this other thing, there's this Sony camera, and it was just a total shot at Microsoft.
Yeah, it's like, we sold it separately. We didn't force it on you. Take a look at our VR headset.
Yeah.
VR better not become a thing. Fortunately, it wasn't too prevalent at E3.
One thing that surprised me on their Grand Theft Auto 5 little segment, though? The fact that they went out of their way to say that you can move your save file over from PS3 and Xbox 360 onto the PS4.
I missed that. Well,
I actually have in my notes here that maybe Grand Theft Auto 5 was going to PS4 exclusive. That has now been rebutted. It is coming out for the Xbox One.
how the hell would they copy an Xbox 360 save?
I don't know, but they made it clear that you can take it from PS3 and Xbox 360.
I suppose since you can transfer that shit to a USB stick, that maybe they got something in their CD that'll parse that shit and transfer the file over. But how do they know how to parse it if it's all encrypted in Microsoft's fucking keys and shit?
I don't know.
So maybe someone slipped. Maybe they really didn't mean to say that. Or maybe they have some agreement in place. I don't know.
To add on to that, though, I then went looking for it afterward. And sure enough, in one of their interviews, again, they were very specific. You can transfer your save from 360 and PS3 to the PS4. And, I mean, it's blatantly, you can do both of these things. Come to the PlayStation.
You know, I suppose there's nothing stopping them from having the 360 version patched and then having it display a series of QR codes that you can scan into your phone and then copy the file over to your PS4.
Something.
I mean, that is technically within the realm of possibility. I mean, it reeks of NES passwords, but it'll work.
So I'm not quite sure what happened there. Now, what did you find the best game?
The best game on the Sony side?
Yeah.
So it has to be a game. I can't just say the Sony PlayStation TV.
That's why
that would be it.
That's why I said game.
Okay, so even though, as long as it's not too much like Minecraft, No Man's Sky
Okay.
definitely caught my eye the most.
Definitely.
You know what?
How about AAA title?
Sorry. And I forgot this one, and this does trump that for me, and that's Destiny. Like, yeah, it's not an exclusive, but it might as well be at this point.
It's going to push PlayStation.
Like, I'm already going to get that bundle, so...
Yeah, the white PlayStation bundle.
Sexy bundle. To be a total racist, get a white PlayStation 4. That's $50 more expensive than what the fucking States has to pay. Thanks, Sony. Sony, losers of E3. Nintendo. I thought...
How about the worst?
Oh, the worst? Other than the price... can I mention Brian Michael Bendis again?
No, you've already made that quite clear.
Okay, Grim Fandango is getting remastered.
That's the worst? Really?
Whoop-de-fucking-do.
Wow, there are way worse games announced on Sony's.
People were clapping for that adventure game.
Some people loved it.
I know. It's weird, eh?
I've never played it, so I don't know, but I've loved most of Timmy Boy's other adventure games, so I probably like it.
Sure. I mean, some people...
I would have preferred Psychonauts 2.
Some people like breaking into people's homes and killing them, and some people like Grim Fandango. I'm sorry, Dave. I like shitty games. Anytime I do this, just bring up that I like Dynasty Warriors Gundam, and I'll shut the fuck up.
For me,
you know what? I will mention a different one then. The Whole Lot of Nothing, that was the Uncharted 4 teaser ending the show. How about that one? Like, I don't give two shits about Uncharted, but when a cool trailer comes up, I can acknowledge that it was cool. Like, even though I don't care about Call of Duty anything, the Call of Duty trailer that started Microsoft's show was at least a cool trailer. And even if they ended the show with that wouldn't have been too bad considering the series' popularity. But I mean, Uncharted 4 teaser was nothing from a development team plagued by layoffs that supposedly are very far in development of this game, and that's all they could show. That is so suspicious and a little bit grimy.
I didn't find it like that. I mean, I haven't played 3 yet, even though it's on my list.
Join me, Dave.
I
Make a
already have.
list.
It's on my list, but I have to say the most underwhelming game for me, at least. If it hadn't been for the Scarecrow thing at the end of the Batman one, I would have said Batman.
Yeah,
Though it did look cool.
the gameplay of that was really hype, though.
I know, but ever since the last Batman, I've fallen out of love with it. The last Batman was not that good.
Sure.
However, for me, it would have to be Little Big Planet.
Yeah, Little Big Planet, the most overrated platformer of the last decade.
I say that, but when my brother-in-law and sister were over there today, we actually played 2 a little bit because it actually allows 3 players.
There's Project Spark and there's Mario Maker. I have no need for Little Big Planet.
However, personally for me, I would say I was very disappointed with the announcement of the Second Son, infamous Second Son DLC.
I actually, even though I don't care about Infamous, when I wrote down, and this matters to you, Infamous First Light, another series that isn't really my thing, but always good to see more female protagonists. Liking the light powers, Dave is probably happy.
See, my problem is it's a character that you get to know in the main game.
Second Son
and you do
the main game?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And you do get to use her powers and everything else, which was cool, you're right. But it's a prequel segment leading up to the game. There was nothing left to imagination on what happened to her, why it happened to her, and where that led her in the main game. So I see the DLC as a kind of pointless piece of DLC. Yes, I get to play as her. Cool. But from a storyline perspective, wasted opportunity. I would have much preferred if they had done her after the game.
We've talked about this outside the gaming realm, but I don't see prequels as a bad thing. And partly because I hate the term prequel. Because if something comes after, it's a sequel. Even if canonically it takes place before, it builds on the universe. And in real time, in real world time, it is still taking place after. Just like the whole movie Memento being shown to you backwards. The story is still progressing forward, despite the scenes being shown to you in reverse order.
I don't quite agree, but...
So, I mean, but maybe we'll talk about that in one of our future shows, because we want to introduce a non-game talk segment, but that won't be in this episode. So, you want to talk about Nintendo?
Let's briefly talk about E3, or E3, EA/Ubi.
Okay, so I put those on to get myself sleepy, and boy, did they work. I will say this, though. Shout out to friend of the show, Kiki, and guest on the show. Unfortunately, she's not, because of our issues, she's not able to voice this herself. Maybe she will on her little clip. But even though I don't play Just Dance, the Just Dance Online thing is cool. It's definitely cool to be able to use your phone as a Wiimote to just compare it to a smart TV, go to a website and go, hey, play Just Dance. That is pretty awesome. And a lot of people use Just Dance for fitness reasons. So, hey, man, I think that would be the coolest part of the show, even though it's not something that I care to play or do. Valiant Hearts, maybe, but otherwise, Ubisoft's conference was about me nodding off, and then occasionally Aisha Tyler would yell, and I'm like, I'm sorry, Aisha Tyler, and wake up, and I would be like, I'm sorry, Aisha Tyler, you're so hot. The internet is so stupid for hating you.
Okay.
It's because you have a pair of tits and you're black and people are racist and sexist fucks. But I'm going to go to sleep again. And then she yells again and I wake up in a jolt.
Okay,
That was the Ubisoft conference for me.
Ubisoft for me. I think she does a fine job of presenting.
What's her name?
Do not. You said it a couple times there. You know something?
I'll give you a hint. It's Aisha.
Aisha Blackie. Gotcha.
Jesus fucking Christ. Holy fuck. You are the worst.
With names,
you're the worst.
You're absolutely correct.
I just admit, she has the easiest name in the world. Aisha Tyler. It's the easiest last name. You know at least 2 Tylers. Yet, Aisha Blackie? You are lucky that I don't give two fucks about who we offend, or I would be so offended with you
No,
right
you
now.
wouldn't, because you know I'm using it for comedic effect.
Plus, I'm the guy who in a very racist Asian voice, talked about panda pussy a year and a half ago. Oh God, we have been doing this a long time.
Yes, we have. So Ubisoft, whereas you looked at Just Dance as something okay, I felt sorry for the people on stage, and when Just Dance was announced during the Microsoft conference, I'm like, guys, didn't you get the fucking memo? Kinect is on the way out. Seriously?
So Just Dance Online isn't about Connect.
No,
As much as I hate Connect, Just Dance is probably the best way to use that thing.
Anyway, not my thing. Far Cry 4 looks kind of interesting, though it wasn't until the Blood Dragon mod for Part 3, or the separate game Blood Dragon, that I really finished it.
Was Far Cry 4 the one where the developer of the game came out and said, that was the first 5 minutes of the game? Like, he was so proud of that shit, that 5-minute fucking cutscene that showed me nothing about how it plays?
Was that the one with the bus?
Yeah, and the really cool, admittedly cool bad guy.
Yes.
Who takes a selfie with you with his bloodied face.
That happened during the Microsoft conference, and that was completely false.
So
the guy who came out there with the controller, he wasn't playing shit.
I know, and this is part of what I'm saying. Like, there are two trends I'm worried about in gaming becoming prevalent. One is VR, and two is writers who think they're game designers because people will buy the most bare bones non-games with non-mechanics in them that have a story attached and say it's good game design.
David Cage.
Yeah, David Cage syndrome is becoming infectious and a little weird. Like, it's... People, do you not remember games? I was listening to the Two Best Friends cast, or the Super Best Friend cast, and one of them was talking about how they read a review of some guy reviewing Dark Souls, and how during the review they said that the game had the audacity to put them back at the beginning of an area where they died. That attitude is becoming prevalent. We're becoming, and I sound like such a conservative fuckbag when I say this, and I hate conservative fuckbags, we are becoming a nation of pussy gamers. When I say a nation, I mean a world of pussy gamers.
I don't quite think so.
I don't want to be set back. I just want to read paragraphs and press buttons and get things.
I do believe that you're talking about what douchebags would call the casual market.
No. I have no issue with casual gaming. I'm not one of those fuckheads who says, casual gamers, you're not hardcore like me, and expects to be taken seriously. There is nothing wrong with being a casual gamer.
No.
But casual gaming, and a person can be casual about one game and hardcore about another. Mm-hmm. I'm a casual MMO player and a more hardcore, but not completely hardcore, fighting game player. But as a casual MMO player, I still want mechanics to be in the thing I'm playing casually. I mean, I just think there's this issue where people are forgetting what games are. Like, when movies first became a thing, critics hated movies because they weren't like novels. And it took like 5 decades for people to realize, hey, movies aren't novels. Let's not make movies that are novels.
Fair enough.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I apologize. That was a total tangent when we were on topic. Ubisoft put me to sleep. EA put me to sleep even more.
Ubisoft didn't have that many games. They had The Crew, which is that drive across the states. Now,
the entirety of America modeled. No, they do not have the entirety of America in that game.
Well, they sure bored me enough as if I'd driven across America.
It is a tiny America, and they blatantly lied through their teeth about it.
I mean, they drove, and it's like, my notes are, trailer sucked ass. Wow, thanks for showing how large the map is by simulating the most boring part of any driving game. Just point A to B.
Did you ever play on the Apple IIe, that truck driver simulator, where you could pick up a hitchhiker and they would there was a 100% chance they would rob you
No,
and force you into a game over because you lost your truck?
no, I never did.
Me neither.
Okay. Assassin's Creed, I liked what I saw, mainly because I liked the last game, but the last game I liked because, I was driving a ship across the ocean. And I really enjoyed the ship combat, so I'm not sure if I'm really part of what Assassin's Creed France Edition has going for it.
France Edition.
However, let's talk about the ghost in the closet on that one, the skeleton in the closet.
Uh-huh.
Development time and women.
Yeah, let's do that. I wanted to bring this up with friends. Unfortunately, we didn't, but this topic will come up again in the future anyway. Before I do, I did write down that I find it funny that more games don't take place in the French Revolution, considering how we are still feeling the impacts of the French Revolution today. The French Revolution is one of the defining events of modern history that really shaped economics and social structure and just about everything in society across the globe. At least we European descendants who came over here and then took land from the native peoples, right? So I am surprised that there are not more games that take place in the French Revolution. And I think Assassin's Creed and the French Revolution are a perfect mesh. And again, I'm saying this a lot because a lot of mainstream games aren't games I play. Assassin's Creed isn't really my thing. But I think, even if it's not my thing, if you were to tell me, hey, Carlos, I have this great idea. Assassin's Creed, French Revolution. I would be like, yeah, why the hell haven't they done that yet? The only better one I can think of is maybe certain parts of Meiji-era Japan, only because of the crazy samurai ninja shit you could do.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Ubisoft saying that making female playable characters in multiplayer would take too many resources. I have a very simple opinion about this. Fuck Ubisoft. I get that the main character in the French Revolution is going to be a dude, okay. I still think you should be able to pick a woman, even if it's unrealistic. This is a game where you hook up to a computer and go back in time to recover DNA memories.
Actually,
so
the French Revolution is the first time that's not unrealistic, because women did very much take part in storming.
Well, shows how much
the Bastille.
Shows how much the fuck I know. I'm talking about the importance of the French Revolution. I don't know what the fuck happened in it. So I'm a giant hypocrite. I'm sorry, ladies.
I was really glad to see that they had women in the crowd on that, and that, yes, they were falling in battle rushing, battlements, because the French Revolution, it was a revolution by society. It wasn't just, the men's club being pissed off because...
Then let me rephrase what I said. Fuck Ubisoft for not having women in the campaign or multiplayer, and then giving that bullshit excuse that it would take up too much time. As much as I hate to defend Hideo Kojima, I saw an article online that talks about how in Metal Gear Solid 5, when you're riding a horse, he has pooping cycles. There are times when that your horse will shit.
Realistic.
Are you fucking kidding me? He can put that in Metal Gear, and you can't fucking devote female characters, and you have had them before. Just copy the fucking model.
And that's what a lot of people are saying.
Jesus fucking Christ. Even the multiplayer parts of old Metal Gear games let you be a woman, I think. So, fuck you, Ubisoft, for that, and for Uplay. But fuck you, you just had Child of Light, which is all about a female main character, and now you're giving this excuse? Lick the fattest, greasiest part of my ass.
Gross. On to EA.
Yeah.
Speaking of fat.
Yeah, moving on. So on to Nintendo.
Well, EA has to be taken a look at, mainly for the Star Wars.
Are you mentioning applause again? You are obsessed with clapping today.
It's just in my notes, and it's only the one.
And star wipe and finish.
Anyway, Star Wars Battlefront, which they showed us a dev journal, basically.
Can I add a video game dirt sheet report
Sure.
here and say that when I was listening to the Giant Bombcast this morning, They were talking to the Battlefront guys. They were maybe subtly hinting that you'll be able to do ship combat, spaceship combat in the game.
Uh-huh.
And if they do, I will buy it just so I can play another TIE fighter.
Yep.
Okay, video game dirt sheet over. Take all the grains of salt with that report.
Dragon Age, don't really care.
Yeah, me neither, but it is pretty.
Yes.
And
New Mass Effect.
Yeah, I kind of hope
We saw diddly fucking squat. We saw a couple things of concept art.
They better just take place far in the future, because what the hell are they going to do?
I'd like them to fast forward about 200 to 500 years.
Yeah.
UFC. New Sims, don't care. UFC, NHL.
Now, Dave, you can't just go by every series and say you don't care. Okay? It's not professional. Right. Watch how it's done. New Sims, fuck off. UFC, fuck off. NHL, fuck off. There you go. You got it now?
The race/drive anything game, they haven't given it a title yet, looks kind of interesting.
I sure hope that the title is Cloverfield.
There's a Dawngate, a MOBA called Dawngate.
Dawngate, according to a colleague of mine in my day job, he says Dawngate's been a thing forever, that this is some kind of either a remake or some expansion for it. So
my notes on that is MOBA, enough said, shitty. Moving on.
I don't think MOBAs
FIFA,
are bad.
I am looking forward to a new series of buggy
So
videos.
the thing about Dawngate is that I don't think MOBAs are bad in general. It's just that I somehow think that Blizzard Dota or Heroes of the Storm is going to be what defines a lot of them, the way WoW defined MMOs.
I don't think so.
Excellent. Please continue.
That's it. Moving on.
Yeah, FIFA glitch video is going to be great. Nintendo. Okay, so real talk. Yeah, I'll brag about how Nintendo won last year, but it was more that I liked their humility. You weren't a fan of it. You wanted to see more out of them. I believe that, even though I will totally rip you for it. I think Nintendo really did just kick so much ass this year.
Okay.
And I don't mean that Microsoft and Sony sucked by comparison. I just mean Nintendo. And I told this to a friend of the show, Byron. If any of these three companies were in trouble before the show, and all three of them were in different kinds of trouble, you would never have known it in the C3. Nintendo especially. If the Wii U was tanking and they were not going to support it, fuck if I know, watching this awesome presentation and the awesome 13 plus hours of Treehouse that followed it.
Okay, so I'm going to be a little bit racist here.
In this episode, the gang gets a little racist. Get ready to be so racist.
Yes. So this is how I felt Nintendo's show last year was.
Uh-huh.
We show Shari. We got caught doing stupid shit.
Okay.
We show Shari.
Since we're doing this, I might as well do another Panda Pussy segment. Human traveler. Why you no want to fuck my daughter's Panda Pussy? The context is that there is no context. There are panda people in Miss Pandaria. Do with your imagination what you will. Okay, since we're being racist in this episode, are there any other accents you want to get out of your system?
Hey, I've only done the one so far.
Okay, let's be racist towards the natives.
No.
Hey there. I was watching E3, eh? And I see Yoshi and he's made of wool. I'm like, what the fuck?
So you were channeling Triple H there. Gotcha.
What? When does he ever talk like that?
You just put a few more A's at the end of your statement, you'd be fun.
I don't even know what the fuck we're doing anymore. I don't fucking know.
So, okay. I was impressed this year by Nintendo's show. They had fun with things. They definitely put the effort in, even though I thought the show was just a little bit too short. At 45 minutes, it was the shortest of the three by 50%. I think they could have gone another 5 to 10 minutes, announced Star Fox, which is a big title.
I would argue that it's not that the show was too short. Much like Thor, the original Thor movie, it's not that it needed more time, it's that they needed to restructure what the amount of time they spent on certain things. As much as I do want to play Yoshi's Woolly Adventure, or whatever it's called now, they didn't need to devote as much time as they did to talking about the Yoshi Yarn game.
True.
And Splatoon, I can understand the time they spent on it because it's a new property.
Yeah.
Yoshi, what amounts to a yarn-based Yoshi's Island game is by Goodfeel, who made a game I liked, Kirby's Epic Yarn. It didn't need as much time as was devoted to it. One or two of the Robot Chicken skits fell a little flat, and they didn't need all of them, but I would not take away the Robot Chicken parts of the presentation, though. So maybe cut a little bit out of Epic Yarn and a little bit out of Pokemon and put them towards Star Fox, and I would have said, like, perfect.
Okay. No.
Actually, Carlos, you're an idiot, and this is why.
I don't think so. But let's talk about Nintendo Amiibos.
The fucking Amiibos. Yeah, okay, we might as well talk about the worst part of the show now, and here it is. Fucking Amiibos. Friend of the show, Byron, argues, yeah, it's kind of the thing, and better to get Nintendo characters than shitty Skylanders nobody knows about.
No.
I agree with the sentiment. Fuck this idea, though, and I better not need Amiibos for any significant functionality or unlockables in Smash or in any game, or I will be fucking pissed.
From the sounds of it, to get a more difficult version of them, you're going to.
Look, if it's a difficult CPU battle thing, that's a side mode, that's not the main mode, I could not care less about that, and I wouldn't mind if that's it. If it actually affects the main game, like I need to buy an Amiibo to be able to compete with people, it's not going to be that, I'm going to be pissed. Best part of the show, Reggie Fils-Aime fighting fucking
that was
Iwata. I like the subtle message that, yeah, they're in stuffy business suits, and they can still have fun. And we all know Reggie Fils-Aime should have won that fight.
You know, as much as I like that opening skit, it really, the way that they had Reggie acting, I put in my notes here, yep, that sounds like Reggie all right. No games, not my problem. I love the skit, but Reggie as a person talking about Nintendo games, as a spokesperson, is not good.
No, Reggie's a fine spokesperson.
I like how he talks.
He comes off as indifferent sometimes. He did not come off as indifferent having fun with Iwata.
No. Again, this E3 presentation they did, as much as I don't like video presentations like this.
You mean like pre-recorded?
Pre-recorded, everything else. They put some heart into it, which is why I liked it this year. It wasn't just person standing up, talking about the game, maybe showing a little bit of gameplay footage, maybe doing a dev journal, etc. Legend of Zelda looks nice.
Yeah, I hope that, and I apologize because I've ripped you several times about this today, Dave, but I'm doing it again. I hope it's a better Bethesda game than most Bethesda games. This is the first 3D Zelda in a long time. And the first Zelda outside of Link Between Worlds, which is amazing, that I've been excited for in a long time.
I'm going to take a shot at Nintendo on this, though.
Go ahead.
At least Bethesda games let me choose a female to play as.
Well, the rumor is that...
Already shot down. It is Link.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know what? Agreed.
He was joking.
You know what? You're right. You're right. By now, since Link is basically just your self-insert anyway, you should be able to be a female Link. There is no excuse anymore from a company as storied and as supposedly in touch with the gaming mindset as Nintendo to not have a female character. So you're right. That is one way Bethesda has bested Nintendo here.
I do think that if it is... Like, there were a lot of rumors floating around at the time. I was saying that if it is, in fact, supposed to be the son or, at that time, daughter of Link and Zelda from Skyward Sword, let you choose.
I hope it's later in the timeline. I hope it's a post-Zelda 2 joint on that fork of the timeline, I guess, since it's a three-pronged timeline. I like the technological aspects of it, with a giant metal spider somebody get Kevin Smith on the phone, and a mechanical robo arrow being shot at it.
Yeah, it looked good. Other games of note: Hyrule Warriors.
Hyrule Warriors, since I have a hard-on for Dynasty Warriors Gundam, and I have a slightly less of a hard-on for other Dynasty Warriors games, this game looks like the least ghetto Dynasty Warriors I've ever seen. I suspect I'm going to have entirely too much fun with it. I hope that the list of playable characters is smaller and that each one has more unique mechanics about them and not enormous like other ones.
Agreed.
After their presentation at the Treehouse, they showed quite a bit of Hyrule Warriors gameplay, and I watched quite a bit of it and lost quite a bit of sleep watching it. All of the characters look awesome and look like they play awesome. I really like
That's
their
all I ask.
I like their renditions of Link and Zelda and Impa and Midna, and I hope Ganon is playable in some form, although I suspect this is pre-Skyward Sword Link. He looks suspiciously like the Link from the manga that was in the Hyrule Historia, which takes place at the beginning of Hyrule's recorded history. So I strongly suspect that this takes place even before Skyward Sword.
Could be.
I could be wrong.
The fact Medea's there, probably not. But you know something? If Dynasty Warriors has proven anything, timeline and historical significance means nothing to them.
Sure. What other playable characters would you like to see in Hyrule Warriors? I want to see Ganondorf. Tingle is going to be in, but I don't want him to be. And
actually, the 4 I'm happy with. I don't care about Ganon.
I would not be upset if they kept the 4 and they just super polished up the game and made all 4 super deep and awesome to play as.
Great.
I would not be upset at all. No split screen multiplayer, but you can do gamepad multiplayer. Well, they didn't mention anything about online play.
Of course
they didn't debunk it, but
it's Nintendo.
There have been Dynasty Warriors games with online play. I've played Dynasty Warriors Gundam 3 online with people.
Yep.
Hopefully there will be. If not, I'll still like it, but I would rather have a multiplayer online component to it.
Mario Maker.
I'll
let you start on this one because you're not going to like what I'm going to say.
Sure. This needed to be released way back when New Super Mario Bros. Wii came out. Mario Maker should have been out then, packaged with it. And we should be looking at Mario Maker 2 right now. Since that didn't happen, better late than never. I hope there's sharing and there's extensive abilities to share so that you can just go online and play Mario levels to your heart's content that people made and then rate them and play another one. I hope that they showed that the engine has a little bit of kind of heuristic object interaction that you can put wings on stuff that normally aren't built for wings. Like you can put wings on a piranha plant and it will hop. And one of the designers on the show on the floor during the treehouse, I was actually saying that he didn't even think about putting wings on a piranha plant. So the fact that they're doing that means I wonder what other things you can put wings on and it'll work, which means what other things can you combine objects with to make really unique levels to play through. But I'm delving into hopeful territory. I wish that we were getting the second iteration of this, but I will take this late than never.
Okay. You definitely thought about it more than I have in this case. If Nintendo asks me to pay for this, fuck them. I'm just saying that right out. This is not something that... Okay, I'm going to rephrase that. If it's more than $10, fuck them.
You know what?
Because this is not something that they should be making people pay for when it's going to be the community driving everything.
You know what? I am not going to dislike that comment because I agree. I might pay for it, but I have nothing against that thought because Project Spark is free apparently. So yeah, agreed. Or super cheap, $10.
$10, and honestly, I'd feel gypped there because I probably wouldn't use it too much. But I did like the fact that you can switch back and forth between old style and new style. That was neat.
I hope that there are more styles than that. I hope that the two styles actually play differently, although they might not. even if they don't, I hope the tile sets include stuff like making it look like Game Boy games, or like the Super Nintendo games, or like any of them, so that you can give your levels a unique look. Or even combining them all, fuck. Kirby and the Rainbow Curse, I think we can both safely say fuck that. Yep. I'm a little worried that the Xenoblade trailer we saw this year is less impressive and less mechanics-based than the one we got last year.
Actually, last year's trailer, we got like a 20-second teaser, and the rest was gameplay video from the last one.
Sure, fine. Well, no, because there was mecha stuff, which was not in Xenoblade Chronicles. Because X, which is what this game is, that had mechas and shit. And this time we just got cinematics and moe girls. And I did not like that, Dave, I tell you what.
I haven't played the original, so I don't know. I know that this is going to bug you, but when I was going through the different skits, love the Robot Chicken skits. I said another good skit, but Lil Mac is lame.
The one with the boxing gloves?
Yeah.
Fuck you. I'm gonna kill you so many times in Smash.
Lame.
Mm-hmm.
Look at me, I can't take off my gloves.
My only issue with Splatoon is there enough of a Wii U install base to make this work, since it appears to be a multiplayer-only shooter. If this show sells more units, great. Maybe they're gambling on that and they're going, let's show them how we would do a squad-based shooter. It is very imaginative and iterative at the same time. It's the kind of title I like to see from any company.
The bottom line is what we saw from Nintendo this year, other than...
Your Mario Party 10 note. I guess it is a game. Good job.
How about the Captain Toad Treasure Trapper?
So someone like Fez and added Toad to it. This does not look anything like Fez. First of all, there's actual gameplay in this. Second of all, there are actual enemies in this. Third of all, fuck Phil Fish.
Seriously, you're moving around a cube, Fez. You're jumping around solving puzzles, Fez. And you add some enemies, still Fez.
That sounds more exciting than some of the games you play. I'm not saying I have a hard-on for Captain Toad or nothing. I'm just saying that let's not insult it.
Oh, I'll insult it. Anyway, where I was going with that comment is that this year Nintendo showed that, hey, we've got games coming.
Yeah.
A lot of them are first party.
Wii U dying? Us giving up on it? No.
You know what we didn't see too much of this year? 3DS games.
Yeah, they did not show too many 3DS games. I figure that they figure that they're in an okay spot with 3DS. And there are some 3DS games I am looking forward to, but that weren't shown on E3. I may get one of the new Pokemon ones just because I'm an idiot.
Yep.
Azure Striker Gunvolt is an absolute must-get for me. I'll get the 3DS version of Smash, and so will you, because
Azure Strike.
The other one that Inafune is working on. The other Mega Man style game.
Yes.
Yeah. Getting two really good Mega Man style games out of Inafune, either this year or early next. What the fuck is happening?
It's called developers are looking at the games they make, the fact that fans love them, and that the actual publishers are being stupid fucking idiots.
So, Dave, I had a good talk. Shall we make way for our friends' various snippets and comments?
Definitely.
Let's listen.
Okay, associate of the podcast of the Two Fat Guys Talk Game podcast, Apollo here. Due to technical difficulties, our earlier attempt to make a post E3 episode for Two Fat Guys Talk Games completely went down the shit because Google Plus was being kind of an asshole. Technical difficulties abound, and playback to the horrific extreme. It was actually kind of hilarious. I guess you'd have to be there to see it, but all in all, this is time for me to give my share of the what I felt, my opinions of the whole E3 debacle. I stated it earlier, but I think I'll say it here again. For the Microsoft one, I never really saw a lot of it, though I did hear about some good shit, like the Halo Master Chief Collection, where it's like the older Halo games, but like 1080p HD. Probably have, it'll probably have crisp, clean online play and all that stuff, and HD graphics and all that stuff. I know friend of the podcast, Richard, was interested about that. Me, and I also heard about Sunset Overdrive. I heard it was like supposedly like what a sequel to Jet Set Radio would have been like, should have been like, or if Shadow the Hedgehog was good. Project Spark, which in and of itself, I like the whole like thing. It's your basic sandbox game where you can create your own world, only create your own game and all that stuff. Create the rules, govern how the dynamics of it works. Only from when I saw this trailer, you could do a lot more than just like pseudo RPG games. You could actually do a lot of other different genres inside this game now with the system. And when I heard that it was actually also on PC and not just Xbox One, I'm like, I do have a soft spot for these kind of games. It makes me feel, it feels like something I could get behind, I could do. And of course, Conker, in the end, getting shafted because because Rare doesn't love him anymore. I think Rare I think the best friend Zaibatsu straight up said that the Rare industry is just straight fucked off, and we don't hear any more Banjo-Kazooie, no more Perfect Dark, and obviously no one gives a shit about Conker. So Conker had to shoehorn himself into this game. They're like, oh, you could make Conker games in Project Spark. I think the whole JonTron video he made about the sort of reaction was pretty much summed up what a lot of Conker loyalists would probably feel. Spoiler alert, it just goes, Sony one, I didn't really care too much for Sony. Not that I'm just gonna brush it off. I heard some things about it, like, let's see, Destiny. There's always that notion about Destiny. Should I just slog through this even if I never actually saw the Sony E3 one, to be honest? Shit. Okay, let's just go. Nintendo one. The Nintendo one was what I really focused on. I like the cute little robot chicken sketches. You really knew that someone got Seth Green to work on that shit, and he was like, "All right, sure." It'll keep me from the depression that there's not going to be another Austin Powers movie. But he's got Family Guy, so suck it up, yeah, baby. And Robot Chicken. Not enough about that shit. I'm pretty hyped about Smash Brothers, but I'll get to that in a second. Splatoon. It seems like a cute little pseudo shooter. Has the team mechanics. It's like paintball, but with squid who have the ability to change it to who can access humanoid forms, or rather turn into like androgynous human youth, which somehow have already garnered a lot of porn. What the fuck is up with you, internet? Seriously? But otherwise, it seems like a good pseudo mix of Capture the Flag and Nintendo's take on Team Fortress or something. Yoshi's Woolly World. It seems like it's like a Yoshi's Island version of Kirby's Epic Yarn, but it looks pretty solid. It actually looks like it could be on par with Yoshi's Island itself instead of Yoshi's Island DS, or the shit that is Yoshi's New Island. I saw videos of Yoshi's New Island. It just looks terrible. Just terrible. And I slogged through Yoshi's Island DS, and that shit's terrible too. Why would Bowser go back in time to try to abduct all the babies, including his baby self? Are you that stupid? In that case, it was to Bowser. Is Bowser that fucking stupid? I'm going to say yes. intelligence was never his forte. I did like the whole Hyrule Warriors notion. I'm always been a fan of the Dynasty Warriors-ish games. It's a cute little guilty pleasure that I have no problem hiding. I don't have a problem hiding that I like Dynasty Warriors games, including especially the Dynasty Warriors Gundam series, which is I've never tried the One Piece one because it hasn't come out yet, to the States anyway. But this seems intriguing enough. It's like Link, Zelda, Impa, and Midna. Maybe he'll finally get to bomb some fucking Dodongos. Or eat an Octorok. Speaking of Octoroks, I did like the first take of the new Zelda world. A friend! Yeah, a friend of the podcast, really told me, she told me that she loves how it looks. The new Zelda overworld, the giant, I personally like the giant mecha-like Octorok that fired lasers, and and Link already being boss with a bow and arrow without even donning the green tunic and all that. Bayonetta 2 looking hot as shit. And for people who've never played Bayonetta 1, you have an incentive now to play it because the Bayonetta 2 comes with Bayonetta 1, and it comes with a whole bunch of extras and shit. Pokemon Ruby, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. I'm like, I don't know. If I do get this, I'm probably going to wait a bit of a while before I get it. Does anyone care about Steven the Champion that much? But that's not about him. They also add a slew of new Mega Evolutions and a superpowered forms for both Groudon and Kyogre. And honestly, Hoenn kind of bores me, but again, that's just my opinion. And I'm gonna call it when I say that there's probably gonna be a mess ton of trumpet music that's gonna come out. Or considering that this is gonna be 6th Gen X and Y music, X and Y style, it's gonna be trumpets, but orchestrated really well. I saw the Smash Brothers Invitational tournament, and I thought it was pretty cool. It let me see firsthand like how the gameplay works, how the gameplay looks, and especially how the action got intense, how intense the action would get on both a casual and for the grand finals, a tournament style play. I can say for sure that we're gonna see this game on EVO 2015 for sure, on EVO 2014, because we could still milk Project M a little more. Well, yeah, I like seeing how it actually got pretty intense for the grand finals, where it was like no items, battlefield, spoilers, Kirby, some guy named with Kirby against some guy with Zero Suit Samus. Well, it was pretty close, pretty tense, and it seemed like some of the other some of the other elements from the earlier matches, like items, final smashes. Zero Suit Samus's final smash is pretty cheap, where it's just like, well, in theory, every one of them is pretty cheap, but I like how hers is just she jumps onto her ship, and kind of like what Snake did with his grenade launcher, you just aim with Samus's ship's lasers, and it just and all that. Kind of wanted to know. I wish I could have seen like Bowser's final smash. He'll probably get Giga Bowser again. But I like that. I could have wished there was more for Bowser. And I did get to see the Mega Man one in action. Mega Man Final Smash. It was cool. It was Black Hole Bomb and then da-da-da-da, Super Fighting Robot, da-da-da-da, Mega Man, which is, that was cool what he said that's what one of the commenters said in the match, in the whole tense excitement of it all. Palutena. I don't know, the video, I did like how it was like an anime video showing off how, like this new character, showing off all of her fuck ton of moves that she has, supposedly just like how with the Mii fighters. she'll need that you have to pick only 4 moves for her, and when you play her online, she only has a specific set of 4 that that you're only allowed to use for her for online battles. But the intro video did make me feel a little bit bad for Pitt, because that made it seem like he was just a little butt monkey. For toga-clad, white-feathered, vinyl butt monkey. No, that's just a Kaiju Theater for the vinyl part. And for Pac-Man, did not expect Pac-Man either. I mean, it was kind of cool. He hungers for battle. He's like the 4, he's like, it immediately reminded me of, like, when Game Grumps played Pac Attack. I was just thinking about the whole, hey, Pac-Man, suck my fucking balls, you yellow piece of shit. I don't know, it just tickles my funny bone whenever I watch that specific episode, just for a good laugh or a cheer up. But he does he does have his own little unique thing, where it's like he can command a bunch of Namco sprites like Galaga ships for a tractor beam, Galaxians, Nappy the fucking police mouse, and his final smash is just he tries to eat everyone. Now all we need is Snake once again, and then we'll get the 4 great ones of Smash. All 5 of them. You know where that's from. Another game that I'm kind of looking forward to when it comes out is Costume Quest 2. I kind of like Costume Quest 1. And its expansion. It was a cute little type of RPG where it's like 2 kids just new to town, getting together on Halloween, meeting some new friends and having fun, and saving the other sibling / friend from evil monsters who want candy. I think I'm gonna like when Costume Quest 2 comes out, and I'm probably gonna enjoy when Smash comes out for the 3DS. That's one I'm gonna play it on first, because we don't have a Wii U. I don't have a Wii U. The amiibos are kind of stupid. It's kind of like Skylanders or Disney Infinity. Not with counting Disney Infinity Marvel Edition, because now we can have Phineas and Ferb teaming up with Wolverine, hanging out with Wolverine and Spider-Man in Duckburg, while scratching Galactus's ass. I don't know, actually, what kind of gameplay, how would you get points at that game style? And Kingdom Hearts 3, I don't know, fuck Kingdom Hearts 3. I fell out of Kingdom Hearts love ever since, like, the end of 2 for the first time. Chain of Memories kind of was the nail in the coffin, but I digress. That's going a little off track. Really, I don't think I have anything else. Well, that's my take. If you precede someone else after me, do so. Quickly, with haste.
The hell did you think of E3?
Well, I thought that Nintendo did an excellent job. Like, I thought theirs was the most entertaining. They had the most array of awesomeness. I found Sony and Microsoft to be really bland. I do understand that Nintendo did have, like, they were able to pre-record stuff, but I feel Sony and Microsoft could have spiced things up. The Microsoft game that apparently I could have liked, I've never even heard of, I haven't even seen, so that's kind of meh. And for PlayStation...
Which game was that? Project Overdrive or Sunset Overdrive?
Yes, that one. Sunset
Jet
Overdrive.
Grind Radio Fighting Mutants?
That one.
Yes. And
the one I haven't even heard of, and apparently I would have liked the most.
Yes.
And for PlayStation, there's a bunch of games I just didn't care for at all. Like, a lot of people do like them, and that's great and all, but since I barely even play my PlayStation now, I was looking for more games that I could play with people. Like, yeah, sure, I could play Little Big Planet, but I'm, like, one of the only people in my whole group of friends that didn't care for that game, so that's out the window. So hopefully they'll come up with more stuff, like, whatever. As for Nintendo, I just felt they had the best array of types of games. That new Splatoon, I believe it's called, the one with those little squiddies.
Yeah, the squad-based shoot 'em up with ink and being able to swim in the ink by turning into from a squid man to a man squid.
Yes.
Is that or squid person? Sorry, a squid person
there's
to a person
girls
squid.
there.
And the girls are pretty predominant in the playable characters too.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Which is good. Like it's like, hey, we're gonna have a fun shoot 'em up and one with chicks.
See, the thing what I found was interesting about that, I thought, oh, cool, like, it's gonna be an awesome party game, like, because let's be real, it's basically like, what I pictured in my mind is I saw, like, a Halo for silliness.
Yeah, silly Halo.
Yeah.
Even though when we played Halo,
It was silly as shit.
yeah.
Like, do you remember when the ball just fucked off?
Yeah, I remember that day that I was with friend of the show Shane and a bunch of buddies in Vancouver, and you were here and you owned all of us, and they couldn't hear you on the mic and they assumed you were a guy, and I told them you were a girl, and they were like, "Aw." And that was the day the oddball kept doing weird things like flying out the arena, none of us could reach it. Like,
And then
that was Halo 2, if I recall.
it was Halo 2. I loved Halo 2. But anyway, back on track. Splatoon. I think that it's going to be an awesome, silly Halo. The only thing with Splatoon I could definitely see is that it's going to get old really fast.
Yeah, it is kind of one game type and one type of combat, right?
Yeah.
I hope there are lots of variants for the ink,
Like,
the inking. Like, there got to be a lot of maps or a lot of variants or both.
like, because otherwise it's going to be that game everyone's going to play for 3 weeks, and then that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the whole, oh yeah, that's going to be fun for a little bit, and then wait for the next thing to come out. What was another game? Captain Toad was, I don't know too much about it. I'm just, okay, sure.
It's mainly puzzles, like you solve puzzles, you pick up vegetables and throw them at enemies. You can't even jump. So the idea is you have to try to avoid enemies and use limited resources to solve the stages.
That might be fun. I'm not too sure.
I got a cough, 1 second.
Now, the one that it looks really pretty, but I don't know if I'm going to give two shits about, is the Yoshi Yarn game. Like,
I was more a fan of Epic Yarn than you were. You didn't like it. I did.
No, I actually did not. I thought I was really going to like Kirby's Epic Yarn, but I thought it was so dull. I thought it was so boring. Like, I was literally falling asleep as I was holding the controller. My friend was telling me to wake the fuck up so I could play with her. Like, she was just like, hey, wake up, you're player 1. And I'm like, oh god.
The game was a little too easy, very easy. It should have had a difficulty slider, but I mean, it was mechanically very solid, and it follows the Kirby game curse that they're all mechanically solid but usually way too easy.
You know what, I was actually thinking that I don't want to say I fell out of love with Kirby, because I love that little fluff. I have his plush and everything. But I don't know. I don't know if it's just I grew out of his game style. I have no idea. Even when I was playing, it was on DS. You know when they remade...
Kirby Superstar Ultra? Is that one?
Yes. I was falling asleep playing it. Again, in the middle of playing it. Maybe I'm having some sort of, Nilsa needs to play games as she falls asleep syndrome. I don't know. But, my lord.
Maybe you need a game to be a little more challenging for you in your old age.
In my old age, yeah, because I'm so old.
I am. I'm getting there.
No, you're not. Shut up. Okay, back on track. Yoshi's Epic Yarn.
It's called Yoshi's Woolly
World.
Woolly World. Hey, you got it. I didn't even know what the fuck it was.
So anyway, back to Yoshi's Yarn Adventure. He looks adorable.
Yes.
Absolutely adorable. The world looks amazing. Everything, like, you can tell. Like, I remember seeing that interview where they show that they didn't know how to make it, so they literally made a Yoshi just to see, oh, okay, that's what it would look like. That's amazing. I thought that was fantastic. The game looks just like Yoshi's Island. what is it? Yeah, Yoshi's
Yeah,
Island.
Yoshi's Island.
Yeah, that's right.
Hopefully better than the Yoshi's Island games, because the only really good one was the first one.
That's the only one I actually played myself. I haven't played the other ones. I was too afraid to play the other ones.
The other ones are very, like, the level design on them is so not, like, nothing in Yoshi's Island felt unfair. In the later games, some of the level design was super Battletoads inspired, or just super nothing. And the music was terrible. It was done by the Animal Crossing guys, and so the awesome music of the original Yoshi's Island is basically forgotten because of the terrible, terrible music that was in the sequel. So, and since Kirby's Epic Yarn had pretty good music, I'm hoping for a Yoshi's Island game with good music and gameplay again. But please continue.
So those are my 2 pieces on those games. Let's move on to something that everybody's probably going to be talking about, are the 2 Zelda games. Now,
Yeah, Hyrule Warriors!
So
and the other one!
and the other one. No, let's go to Hyrule Warriors.
You played a bunch of Dynasty Warriors Gundams, right? Well,
Yeah.
Or should I say, Poe and I forced you to play Dynasty Warriors Gundam, right?
You guys basically forced me. You guys like, come on, we need player 2. Come on, we need player 2.
You can be Hero. You can be Domon.
You can be Domon. Here, you guys.
Well, actually, Domon's like the only... Domon and Master Asia were the only G Gundam guys there until the 3rd game, where they added Schwartz Bruder, the guy nobody wanted.
Who the fuck is Schwartz again? Oh, that guy. I didn't give a shit
from Neo
about him.
Germany.
Yeah, that's right. I didn't want Schwartz.
Yeah, and he didn't even have his own mech. He just used fucking Burning Gundam.
That's so stupid.
Where the hell was Chibity?
I was gonna say either Chibity or the Rose Gundam, or
any one of Domon's 4 buddies.
Yeah.
Or Allenby. I would have taken Allenby as well.
That would have been so funny if they had Allenby, because then they would have, what's-her-face getting pissed off at her.
Yeah, Rain getting pissed off at Allenby. Thanks for coming by, Allenby. Every day, even. Hey, Allenby. Look, why don't you stop grabbing Domon's cock, okay? It's my cock to grab.
She was livid. But anyway, back on track. Hyrule Warriors.
Yes.
So...
probably the least ghetto Dynasty Warriors game, because let's face it,
they're all
those are
ghetto.
super budget games.
Yeah. Now, this is another game I feel is going to have the Splatoon syndrome. Everyone's going to play it for the first 3 weeks, and then that's it. Everyone's going to fuck off on it.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the game that you play for a week, and then you never have to play it again, or you can if you want, and it was a good game. Games, replayability is the most overrated thing in games.
And I agree. I don't think that you have to be able to replay a game. You shouldn't have to if you really don't want to. If you want to, go for it. If you don't want to, don't do it. But, that's why I'm just saying it's probably going to be one of those games. They're going to play it for a long time and then move on, which, whatever. I know they only introduced, was it 4 characters? Link, Zelda, Midna, and Impa?
Yeah.
If they introduce more, awesome. They're all probably going to be women, which is kind of funny.
Yeah, so far Link's the only dude. I would argue there needs to be at least one more dude, and that guy's name is Ganondorf.
No, you know you're not going to choose Ganon. They're going to choose Dark Link.
Why?
Because Dark Link's so cool because he's looking at him with the red eyes.
What the fuck are you talking about?
They always have Dark Pit, Dark Link, Dark Mario, Dark fucking
When the fuck has Dark Mario ever been a thing?
I don't know, but they probably would.
So anyway, they're gonna have Ganondorf.
No, they're not. They're not. They're gonna put fucking... Okay, they're gonna put all the other women you could have possibly dated. Like, Ruto. They're gonna have... That'd be cool, having a Zora.
Yeah, a Zora chick as being playable. That'd be pretty cool. I hope they don't do the Dynasty Warriors thing of having, like, 87 playable characters.
Yeah.
I hope it's at most 10. I'd be happy with the 4, honestly, and just make them super unique and interesting and cool to play as.
That would be cool. Yeah, so I think that game's gonna be fun.
This ref is the worst. Sorry, we're watching Argentina versus Bosnia, and this ref is just...
He's garbage.
He's screw-jobbing Bosnia hard.
But so far, a lot of refs have been awful.
Yeah, there's not been good officiating. Sorry, could go on. Sidetracked again.
Hyrule Warriors, train of thought. Right, okay, so I think that's going to be a decent game. I think I'm going to have fun playing that one. Now the other Zelda game, let's just call it Hyrule Adventure. So in Hyrule Adventure,
we can do the Smash Brothers naming, The Legend of Zelda for Wii U.
Okay. No, I'll just go with Hyrule Adventure. So in Hyrule Exploration, what I think is really going to be really cool, ironically, I was talking to other friends, and when I play through Zelda games, there are times where I do explore, and there's a lot of times I don't. There are a lot of times I'm like, oh, cool, okay, I have time. I can just go to A to B. Oh, Neza, don't you want to go exploring? Nah. Which is probably why I really liked Twilight Princess. There wasn't too much to explore. I did look around and I did find things, but I really liked how it was A to B, A to B, A to B. But this one, this Hyrule Exploration Fun Times, I think it's going to be really cool because when they were showing the layout and when their explanation as to how they've always wanted to do it, but they couldn't get there.
Yeah, the ability to just go anywhere, kind of like an Elder Scrolls game, but hopefully, unlike Elder Scrolls, actually good.
I haven't played Elder Scrolls, so I don't know.
Skyrim.
Yeah. I haven't played them.
Oblivion.
But
you know of them.
Yes. I think you can kind of see them progressing towards that.
Yeah.
You can see them trying to, but never quite getting it. Hopefully they do. I'm hoping they do get it right this time, because
that kind of world with all of Link's tools would be amazing.
See, that's the thing.
I kind of hope it's the 3D version of A Link Between Worlds, because that was very open-ended, even though the dungeons did kind of have a progressive difficulty, which they shouldn't have. That's the one flaw of that game, really. But I kind of hope they do that. They fix that little progressive difficulty and make it so that no matter what dungeon you're in, the game gets more difficult as you progress. And if they do that, holy cow, I will be so man-moist.
Do you mean progressively, like, do you know how in Zelda 3,
so
where they, just some dungeons were harder than others, or?
Yeah, like, the game, Zelda 3, A Link to the Past, was designed so that Turtle Rock was obviously harder than the Thief's Village. However, the Thief's Village was level 4, and Turtle Rock was level 7. You could go to Turtle Rock before going to the Thief's Village, I think. Or you needed the glove. But you could go and finish Turtle Rock before you finished Thief's Village. In fact, after grabbing the hammer in the Palace of Darkness, you could go beat all the Dark World dungeons and then come back to the Palace of Darkness level 1 and finish that. But if you did that, the game is designed progressively so that the second dungeon is harder than the first, and the third is next, and the fourth is maybe a little easier to give you a break, and then the fifth one can go fuck itself, and then the sixth one can go fuck itself, and Turtle Rock can go fuck itself even harder.
I don't know, that boss for the one where you get the hammer, you know what?
The Palace of Darkness is actually really tough.
Like, I remember I got the hammer, I was fighting that asshole, he killed me, and I was warped to the beginning. I was like, nope, fuck this. I was so mad, I just went to, I don't even know where I went to. And I just went and did that one last. I was so pissed.
In A Link Between Worlds, the Death Mountain dungeon is still way harder than the others, but you can go to it first, and nothing's stopping you. Oh. The game was designed to let you do that. So what did I do? I went there first, and the boss is doing half of my health every hit.
You're an idiot.
It was fun. I was like, oh wow, I hope the rest of the game is this hard. But no, since I beat that and got the stuff from it and the hearts, the rest of the dungeons were way easier. And that was disappointing. I would have had it so that the first dungeon you go to, and like all the dungeons are at difficulty level 1, and then the moment you beat one, then, only then, does it become, Bosnia scored, good work. Then and only then does the difficulty counter go up to 2, so that the next dungeon you go into is harder. Sorry, this is supposed to be your things, and I'm here just spouting off shit about Zelda. Please continue,
Rambling.
Zelda.
What the F?
I'm such a spoob.
You're more than a spoob, you're a spork.
I'm such a spork. I'll stop sporking. Please continue.
Please. Anyway. Lost train of thought.
Zelda, open world.
Zelda,
you hope it's their
open
original
world.
vision.
And from what I've seen, I thought it was just the animation was wonderful.
It looked really good.
I was told that that was a female Link, and for me it looked like a male.
Dave said that Nintendo came out and confirmed that it wasn't, but Dave also likes to take video game rumors as facts, so I don't know.
That it wasn't a male?
That it was in fact a male Link.
But,
and I think by now you should be able to pick, but sorry, please continue. I'll shut up for now.
It doesn't really matter if Link's a male or female, but...
Which is why they should let you pick.
I thought he looked like a male to me, but it really doesn't matter. But back on track, I thought the moment he pulled out arrows, you know me, I love bows, I don't know why. When he pulled out those arrows and started making explosions and shit, I was like, oh, fuck yes, this is awesome. And that spider Gorongo thing, whatever they're called, when just everything was just going nuts in the last 3 seconds of that trailer. I was like, what in the shit?
Shit hit the fan at the last few seconds of that tranquil world when the robot spider with lasers attacked.
I was just like, fuck, this is gonna be dope. So that really impressed me.
Come on, Bosnia!
People were saying, oh my god, Star Fox, blah blah blah. Fuck. Not only did I barely see it, it was so blurry,
They apparently showed more during Treehouse.
What the fuck is Treehouse?
That 13-hour thing I sent you. That had gameplay for all the games.
What thing you sent me?
I put it on Facebook. After the event, Nintendo just showed off a bunch of their games for 13 hours. They showed off gameplay for Hyrule Warriors,
okay,
Captain Toad.
I should go back and check that out. But see, that's exactly what I'm talking about. See, they made things interesting so you could actually see. I'm sorry, but Sony and Microsoft, yeah, they improved on their displays or whatever you're gonna call their shows. But I thought Nintendo overall did the best job. I'm sorry, David, but no.
Actually, Dave pretty much agreed with you when we were talking after we all were unable to finish the group cast. He pretty much said, yeah, I really liked it this year. I don't know if he announced it the winner, but I think he was very impressed by them. So.
Oh, no, I don't think he did, but I think they did. Anyway, back to what I was saying. So, those 2 Zelda games look awesome. Of course, the other game everyone's going to be talking about is Smash 4. I think it's really cool that they keep adding more characters. I want to see more characters. Some of the gameplay that I've seen looks fine. Like I've mentioned before off the show, it doesn't have to be exactly played like Melee. But as long as it has elements of both, I'd be okay. And what else was impressive of Nintendo that I wanted to tell the world? I think there's one more game.
They showed a Xenoblade, whatever.
Yeah.
They showed Captain Toad. They showed Mario Maker.
Oh, Mario Maker, that's the last thing I was going to mention. I myself would not make a level because I'm just really... I'm not the person to make that shit, I'm the person to do them. So, for example, if you're like, hey, Nizzle, play my level, I'll be like, oh, okay. Just like Sonic games, I'm just like, oh yeah, you want me to go jump over there to make the shortcut? Okay, and I'll make it happen. That's what I do.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. Any other thoughts about E3?
If there is, I don't recall.
Okay, well, perhaps if you have any, let me know for the next group cast, or if you want me to mention them the next time Dave and I do one, we can do so. Thank you for your thoughts. We might as well quickly mention that Richard was not able to provide his thoughts today. He had some Father's Day thing to go to.
And recording issues.
Yeah, he had some recording issues. So let's role play Richie and what he would say. I love Call of Duty. I think all other games are doo-doo-dy. And I really liked when Sony started showing TV stuff and not games.
Well, I'm Richard as well. And I'd like to...
We love you, Zeke. We mock because we love so much.
No venom whatsoever.
No venom.
Show of the Friend Marcus got to play Smash.
Show of the Friend?
Yep.
Show of the... Did you say that on purpose?
Yep.
Oh, okay. I thought for a second you didn't.
I didn't mean to say it.
Oh.
I'm sorry. My
It's okay.
English, I don't know what happened. It's just non-existent after that. Your TV, I mean.
Come on, Bosnia. Fucking put these diving chachas away.
I thought you were gonna say chachas.
Whatever. I don't know what the fuck a chach is. If it's horrendously racist, I apologize.
A chacha is of a JJ.
Oh.
Cha-cha.
Okay. Put these diving chachas away. I apologize to all women listening. I am a feminist. It's just that I'm also a horrible person.
You're also...
Well, thank you for your thoughts, Kiki.
Absolutely.
And there you have it, folks.
That was educational.
Those were great comments. We certainly did not add them in after we recorded this part. I especially like the part where they talked about the thing.
And then when the thing turned into the other thing.
Yes. Seriously, though, thanks to our friends. Sorry to them for us not having a more ideal solution to make the groupcast work. I'm looking into it, folks. Dave is looking into it, too. We love y'all. Thanks for listening to us. This has been Carlos.
And Dave.
Signing off. Take it easy, folks. So, if you've liked what you heard, you want to leave us some feedback, you want to give us some criticism, whatever, our podcast site is tfgtg.blogspot.com, where you can also find the feed link and our YouTube channel.
You can also find us on Twitter at TFGTG. Yeah. There's no way to continue that. So
no way to
please,
that sentence.
please leave us some feedback. We accept good and bad. We will usually respond, seeing as we have such a small group.
We do have thousands of millions of followers, so we might not respond to you right away.
Sure, let's go with that.